Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. On behalf of the Council, I welcome all attendees to the forum venturing into health and wellness business. Let's talk about it. So, before the forum begins, there are several announcements to be made. The attendees are asked to fill in the attendance at the link provided in the chat room. The attendees are also expected to be able to follow this program until the end of the program. The forum will start shortly. The cooperation of the attendees is greatly appreciated. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa alaihi washabihi ajmain. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good evening. I bid to our panelists tonight, Dr. Muhammad Ashawi bin Muhi, the owner of Clinic Pegigian Medini, Dr. Muhammad Ari Shahrum, the owner of Clinic Raudah, and Dr. Muhammad Hanan bin Muhammad Yusuf, the owner of Hanan Medispa. The advisors of elective entrepreneurship students, Dr. Narasikin Abdul Aziz, Dr. Kasnur Abdul Malik, the Student Representative Council MPP of UiTM Medical Faculty, Ms. Wan Sofia binti Wan Azmi, Ms. Nur Dayana Batrisha Azri Sham, the Director of our program, Ms. Wan Amalin Elisha binti Wan Azlan, and not forgotten, our dear attendees. I am Izan Arifin bin Afendi, your MC and moderator for our program today. Very much welcome the attendance of all of you to the forum venturing into health and wellness business. Let's talk about it. So before we start, I would like to invite all of our panelists and my friends here to open the camera for our photography session. Okay, thank you for opening the camera. To further bless our program tonight, I am inviting Muhammad Hafiz bin Abdul Hamid to lead the prayer.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A'udzu billahi minasyaitonir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin wassalatu wassalamu ala sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. Wahumma innaka khallaqul azim, innaka sami'un alim, innaka ghafurur rahim, innaka rabbul arsyil azim, innakal barrul jawadul karim. Ya Allah, you are the one who has all the praise. You are the one who deserves to receive all the praise. You are the one who is the right to receive all the thanks. You are the one who has all the governments. In your hands are all the virtues. To you all affairs return. Allahumma ya Kareemu ya Rahim, pour out your mercy and grace on our event held tonight. Bless it from the beginning to the end. Ya fa'alu lima yurid. We also ask for your protection from all the things that can mutilate our program and from all the things that make us neglect to obey you. We entrust all our affairs to you. ربنا عليك توكلنا وإليك أنبنا وإليك المصير. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وسلم. والحمد لله رب العالمين. آمين يا رب العالمين.
Amin, 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 ya Rabbal Alamin. Thank you, Brother Muhammad Hafiz bin Abdul Hamid, for the prayer recitation just now. May our program is blessed by the Almighty Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Next, I am inviting the director of our program today, Ms. Wan Amalin Elisha binti Wan Azlan, to give a speech. The council respectfully welcomes you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much to the MC for the opportunity to deliver my speech. As the director for tonight's program, I am honored to welcome our experienced panelists, Dr. Muhammad Hanan, Dr. Muhammad Arif Shahrum, and Dr. Muhammad Ashawi, our respected program advisors, Dr. Narasikin Abu Aziz and Dr. Hasna Abdul Malik, my fellow friends as organizers of the program, as well as dear attendees. Alhamdulillah, all praises to the Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. With His blessings, we can gather in a forum organized by students of Health Professional Entrepreneurship in collaboration with PTAR. First and foremost, I would like to take this opportunity to express my appreciation and gratitude to the panelists, committee members, and participants for the participation and support to make today's forum, titled Venturing into Health and Wellness Business, a success. For your information, this forum is organized under the Health Professional Entrepreneurship elective program. This elective program is held for the purpose of giving students an introduction to the concept of entrepreneurship, as well as the ethics and social values of it. I personally think that such a program is important in shaping and preparing a line of health workers who are proactive, confident, and have an entrepreneurial mindset to contribute back to the society at various levels. I believe that these values and attitudes will bring the health sector in our country a better future. And as we can see, the involvement of medical professionals in business and entrepreneurship is growing day by day. And wherever we go, the existence of private health clinics, pharmacies, as well as various other forms of businesses related to health, owner have made the decision of entrepreneurship for various factors, including personal comfort, self-satisfaction to achieve goals, sharing inshallah we should burning questions by these experienced panelists. So before finishing my speech, I would like to thank my friends, advisors, and all those who contributed to the success of the program tonight, either directly or indirectly. Thank you once again to the forum panelists for their time and willingness to share their knowledge and experiences. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Ms. Wan Amalin Elisha binti Wan Azlan, for the astounding speech. Now is the time we have been waiting for. Before that, I am pleased to inform all of you, after this forum session, there will be a Q&A session. If there are any questions, the attendees are welcome to submit questions on the WhatsApp link provided, or scan the Q&A QR code shown on the slide, or without further ado, we shall begin the forum. Today, we'll be having a sharing session with Dr. Muhammad Ashawi bin Muhi, Dr. Muhammad Arif Shahrum, and Dr. Muhammad Hanan bin Muhammad Yusuf, that we invite specially for you guys to further discuss our topic today. To begin, I will introduce you guys to our respected panelists. Our first panelist is a dentist. He graduated from University Malaya and has become a dentist since 1999. Dedicated professional dentist with over 28 years of experience, who is passionate about teaching patients of all ages about the value of good oral hygiene. Thank you, Dr. Ashawi, for being with us here tonight. Next panelist is a medical doctor. He is one of our alumni, graduated from our beloved UiTM with MBBS. He continued his studies and became an occupational health doctor since 2018. Thank you, Dr. Arif, for his willingness to be with us here tonight. Our third panelist was also a medical doctor, but now has opened a Medispa. They're located across all over the country. He graduated from the Russian State Medical University in Moscow since 2008 and has become a medical doctor. He enjoys events related to aesthetic to make sure he is in line with modern and latest techs in the market for his business in this area. Thank you, Dr. Hanan, for your participation in our forum session here tonight. So to all panelists, do note that you only have 7 minutes to answer every question given. So before we begin, as a reminder to our respected panelists to follow our time frame so we all can be on track with our agenda for tonight. Now, without further ado, let's start our forum session. So firstly, Dr. Ashawi, can you share with us the thing that sparked the idea for you to venture into the field of entrepreneurship and share your experience of venturing into dental entrepreneurship?
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Um, can everybody listen? Can everybody hear me?
Yes, Dr. Ashawi, we can.
Thank you, Izan, for the brief introduction and being an MC. And I would like to introduce myself. My name is Dr. Muhammad Ashawi bin Muhi. Like Izan has told everyone that I've graduated from University Malaya in 1994, and I've been a dentist since. So at the moment, I'm practicing in Johor Bahru under Klinik Pergigian Medini, which we manage about 15 clinics in Johor Bahru and in Klang Valley. And first of all, I would like to say thanks to Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala and for UITN to invite me to have a talk and share of opinions tonight. So basically, the question just now, what was it? Can you
Um,
repeat the
yes,
question?
yes, thank you. What sparked the idea for you to venture into this field of entrepreneurship? And also, can you share your experience of venturing into dental entrepreneurship?
Yeah. So the idea was sparked when I was practicing under someone, because when I first graduated, uh, a day after I graduated, I started working in a private clinic in Johor Bahru. That was in 1994. So um, during my first few years in that private practice, I've been given the task of managing patients and doing all this general practice um, dental treatment to patients. And during that time, in 1994, there were not many clinics around because only 70 students graduated from dental school in University Malaya during that time. So there were not many options in private practice. So basically, the idea of opening up a clinic after I worked with a private practitioner for 5 years up to 1999. So when I went overseas and attended a few seminars, I was quite intrigued with a lot of you know um, international speakers and also international dentists, whereby they are quite committed and also enthusiastic about their clinics. So when I visited their clinics, I can see that they are doing a very good job to their patients. They are giving the best quality of treatment to the patients. And during that time, there were, like I said, there were not many clinics in Johor Bahru. So, and I wanted to do more to my patients. Uh, During that time, there were not so much technological advancement in terms of equipments and also instrumentations. Not like now, because nowadays there are a lot of uh, high-tech equipments in dentistry. So basically, um, when I opened the clinic, it was it's a half um, half lot, which is quite small. I had two chairs, and I wanted to have a very good and small practice at that time, because it's quite um, it's not like now, because you cannot do social media, you cannot advertise in Facebook or Instagram. There was no social media and internet during that time, so you have to do mouth to mouth recommendation. You have to do your offline marketing. You have to do, you have to reach people and explain to them that you have opened up a clinic. So it's different than now. But I started small, and you know we I started with two staffs,
and that was my only clinic at the moment at the time up to 2006. During 2006, I expanded and opened up one more clinic around that area. So after that, we grew bit by bit, and up till now. So that was it, Izan.
I see. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Ashawi, for the explanation. Yeah, I agree. Now we proceed with Dr. Arif. Next, Dr. Arif, what about you? What sparks you to open your own medical clinic? And may you share with us your personal experience?
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Everybody can listen to me? The audio is okay?
Yes,
Yes,
loud
right.
and clear.
Okay. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. I am Dr. Muhammad Arif bin Shahrum. Can just call me Arif if you want to. My experience, first of all, I would love to say thank you and Alhamdulillah, and thank you to UITM Faculty of Medicine because giving me this opportunity and inviting me as a panel for this forum. And yeah, contribute and share maybe a little of experience that I have to my alma mater. So I am actually a student of Faculty of Medicine, UITM, fourth batch. That was in 2006 and graduated in 2011. Bring back to the question, what sparked me the idea to open my own practice? Actually, the idea, I don't have any plan initially to open my own practice. Even before my student time, even during my housemanship program, the idea actually started when I was in medical officer. I was a medical officer. Right during, as all know, during housemanship, being a houseman officer, we are not allowed, not permitted legally to do locum in any clinic. But somehow there are people who are doing so, but I'm not those guys. So I stick with the rules and regulation. When I was first started becoming medical officer in 2013, then I did locum at one of the clinics that I used to do. And then suddenly the owner actually came to me and she asked me if I want to purchase her clinic because of some personal issues that she's having. So at that very moment, only that the idea came up to me. Before that, as all medical students, as all young doctors, we always have this how can I say, high dream of becoming specialists and then consultants, senior consultants. I think all doctors have this dream. I didn't mean that having clinic, owning practice, not proceed into becoming a specialist is not high enough. But this is the path that I took. So from there, I decided. I of course I discussed with my important other half, my wife. She's also a doctor. In fact, she was junior to Dr. Hanan in Russia State Medical University. So later on we can chit chat that. So discussed with her, and then we decided to own the business. So only after 2 years in medical officer, being a medical officer, then I resigned and purchased the clinic, and practice my under my own clinic. So this perception, having new perception actually, but because I think even during our medical school time in university, we are more focusing on the clinical side, but we are not really exposed to the idea of entrepreneurial, the idea of business, having business, doing business via medical field. So this is actually a totally new thing for me personally, and having a business. Uh, so that was in 2015 when I resigned and I started my own practice, and until now it already have been seven years, I guess. So far, I only have one clinic, okay. But inshallah, maybe we sharing from Dr. Hanan and Dr. Ashawi, who are already expanding the business better. So yeah, I'm actually looking forward to this forum, not as a panel member, but also as a listener to listen to new ideas. That's all.
Okay, great to hear that from you, Dr. Arif. Thank you so much, Dr. Arif, for the explanation. So now we proceed with Dr. Hanan. So, Dr. Hanan, can you tell us about your journey in opening a health and wellness clinic, and also the initial reasons why you choose to open this kind of clinic? So, yes. Your mic is not open, Dr. Hanan. Okay,
Hey,
thank you.
hello, all good?
Ya, loud and
Dengar tak?
dengar.
Loud and clear.
Ya.
Assalamualaikum, saya Dr. Hanan. Okay, the reason why entrepreneurship. Senang je sebab nak kaya lah kan. It's all about the money. It's all about the money. But, yelah kita nak duit, kita nak kaya. That's why saya join business. So, I graduated on 2008 from Moscow, Russia. Then I served the KKM, served the government for 5 years. I resigned on 2013, opened my first aesthetic clinic 2013 dekat Kota Baru. So it was a aesthetic clinic, one of the first aesthetic clinic approved by government. That one way beyond LCP punya rules, everything. And then 2015, because the clinic was so full, every day my clinic kita ada sometimes 60 patient. The problem about aesthetic patient, if you are talking about 50, one patient takes about 40 to 1 hour. So the clinic was so full. So what happened was, my clinic was ground floor. So we rented the first floor just initially untuk waiting area. Eventually, patient lagi prefer lepak dekat waiting area tu and do the treatment at the waiting area. So that was the idea to set up the Medispa came from. So 2015, I opened my first Medispa in Kota Baru. Fast forward now 2022, we have 105 branches of Hanan Medispa all over Malaysia. Our revenue yearly this year we're looking about 150 million total revenue. Last year we made 120 million despite the pandemic. So so capai lah kan target nak duit tu. But the most important part is it goes without saying that being a doctor, which what you all gonna become, bring a lot of weight in whatever field you're gonna do in the future. All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Hanan. So yeah, because of money lah. That's the initial reason. Okay. All right. So yes, moving on to the next phase. According to Dr. Ashawi's view, what is the need to open a dental clinic in Malaysia?
Thank you, Izan. Definitely there is still a need to open a dental clinic in Malaysia, especially in rural and out of town area. There might be congestion and saturation around urbans, especially in big towns, big cities macam KL and Johor Bahru and Penang. Tapi there are places that we could venture into. There are definitely nowadays there are too many clinics opening up in one area because for dentists, I think more or less we have about 1,000 new graduates every year, if I'm not mistaken, and 30 to 40% of those graduates yang dah kerja in as a contract basis in government, they will be out of contract within 1 or 2 years. So hopefully with this new government, there will be some adjustment and also some improvisation surrounding this issue. But furthermore, because of too many clinics, sometimes there will be a price war. That is not good to our practice. And you know, the prices of rentals, prices of costs and expenses are getting higher and higher. Even suppliers and also staff punya gaji pun makin naik. But sometimes some clinics tends to throw away prices. Dan surprisingly kadang-kadang kita tengok other professions sort of like macam electrician, macam orang yang buat aircon, they are charging more than us. So basically there will be a need for professionals macam doctors and also dentists to uphold their price and also to give better value to patients. I do believe in future for dental clinics lah, but I think for medical and also macam Dr. Hana dan Dr. Arif cakap tadi, clinics will be open as a co-working space, meaning that most of the doctors or dentists will become freelance or free agents. They will market or promote their skills through social media and also internet, and they will gain patients and they will bring the patients to the clinics. That will be the future I think. And also more group practices and also franchises macam Dr. Hanan, through investment from professionals or even non-doctors or dentists. There are positive and negative side to this. The positive side, there will be more competition and the need to be better in our practice and to serve patients, because we are all eyeing almost same patients in that surrounding areas, and it improve the quality of care. And with more funds or investments, definitely we can make a better clinics by investing a lot on technologies and also well-equipped equipments, and with proper management through the main management team, the clinic will run better and there will be a ease of mind for clinicians to work on their patients. But we need to overthink that we have to treat patients as humans and with empathy, not as a business. Business must be run through, but at the same time, we have to give our utmost care and ethics to patients. That is my what I'm seeing now. Itu je, Izan.
All right, and also again, Dr. Ashawi, what other services do you provide at your clinic, and what other services do we need to provide in this particular business?
Lepas saya, to tell you the truth, I'm doing more on general practice, macam fillings, normal scalings, extractions. At the same time, we are promoting good standard of oral hygiene by doing root canal treatment, crowns and bridge, and also implants, and gum surgery, and also surgery lah, minor oral surgery. And hopefully in the future we can do a collaboration between dental and also aesthetic clinics together, even cosmetics, even spa, because I do believe in the future we have to group together, because with in crowded areas, patients or clients like to go into one place and do everything. So, but like I said, these kind of practices need a lot of investments, and it's about business also. So we have to make sure that it works both ways for patients and for investors.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Shawi, for the explanation. Now we proceed with Dr. Arif. So according to Dr. Arif's view, what is actually the need to open a medical clinic in Malaysia, and what do you think of our country's quantity and quality of medical clinics?
So the need to open a medical clinic in Malaysia. First of all, I would love to strengthen the fact that because there are people who are saying that we have a lot of medical clinic in Malaysia. It's for the past 10 years, it's like the number of medical clinics is just mushrooming, skyrocketing suddenly, maybe because of higher number of medical graduates locally and internationally. But the role of private medical clinic in Malaysia is still relevant. In order, this is because it is vital in providing health service in Malaysia. As we all see, apart from public health service that been provided in government hospitals, in klinik kesihatan, undeniably private medical clinic, private medical service plays an important role in giving the best for the public interest. So for those who are worried whether to open their own practice, my opinion is the cake is large. There will be a piece of cake for everyone. The reason being because our population is growing steadily. So and like Dr. Ashawi mentioned just now, in order to cater for those who are in rural area, for example, who have no access to government facilities, they will go to private medical settings. And this is important because we have to ensure that the population is getting what is need for them, and health is being one of them. This is very important. So the fact that whether we need to have more and more private medical services facilities is actually not an option. We have to. And moreover, nowadays people are more socio-economically competent. Mereka lebih mampu untuk mendapatkan perkhidmatan kesihatan secara private. Population rakyat dah semakin mampu. Jadi kalau mereka mahu untuk pergi kepada private, apa salahnya? dan mendapat treatment yang saya tak kata lebih baik berbanding government, but I would say more of touch, doctor's touch. Sebab apa, saya masih ingat lagi pensyarah saya waktu di medical school. He said that actually patients when being treated, when we really listening to their stories, actually half the burden of the disease, of the illness tu dah tak ada dah. Empathy, which benda ini kita boleh fokus lebih pada private. As we know, public service, they need to cater a lot of patients. Sometimes one KK can go up to 200 to 300 patients per day, and that is just a lot. And people who are economically more competent, for them, they have choice, they have option to go to private. And the needs, when how to open, number one is knowledge and your skill. There are certain of skill sets that you need to attain before opening your own practice. And that is the reason why we have all the doctors, medical graduate, they have to undergo housemanship program, being a HO before having practice of your own. Because during these are actually the training ground. So these are the place where all graduates need to learn more, and whatever things that you have learned in university, that is just theory. And when we're talking about clinical, it is a totally new things. It's a totally different things. So yeah, set of skills and knowledge. And the other is more of a business thingies, like management and marketing, finance. So these are actually things that for medical graduates who wanted to open their own practice need to learn, because we don't have such syllabus in the syllabus being taught to us. So having this entrepreneurial program actually is a new thing. Actually, during my time in UITM, we don't have this. Maybe there are groups who are doing this, but having it in the official syllabus is a good thing. Actually, in order for us to broaden up our mind, so not only focusing on the clinical, but also other things related to clinical.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Arif, for the explanation. Now we proceed with Dr. Hanan. So, according to Dr. Hanan's view, what is the need to open a Medispa in Malaysia, and what services do you provide that make your clinic so different from the other clinics?
So apa yang menjadikan Medispa ni special? Actually, I created the Medispa business kat Malaysia ni. I'm the first one yang menggunakan terma Medispa di Malaysia 2015. I'm the first one who register business under nama Medispa. So I created the segment. The segment dia terletak bawah sikit daripada klinik, but atas daripada spa biasa. So what we are doing in Medispa is literally the same thing yang aesthetic clinic buat, tapi all the non-invasive thing, dan anything yang spa buat, kita upgrade spa punya treatment anti medical grade punya level. What you mean by medical grade? Everything that being done dekat Medispa ni ada clinically scientific study, whatever it is lah. So kita bukan buat benda main-main ke apa. So that give confidence to the customer. So bila customer is actually getting a good service, by good I mean quality and effective service at Medispa, with half the price of clinic is charging. That's why Medispa business is booming for me lah. So we're talking about the future of Medispa, kan? I don't know what is the future, I pun tak tahu. what the future will hold. Next year I hidup ke tak, nobody knows kan. There's a beauty about the future. We never know what will happen next, right? Tapi saya tertarik dengan apa yang Dr. Ashawi cakap about the co-working space, which is very correct. The co-working space ni memang the future of business, and actually I dah buat pun, okay? I have started the co-working space for spa, saloons dekat KL. So we have two center right now, the co-working space. It is called Hip Saloon. So Hip Saloon ni basically is a very big space dalam 10,000 square foot punya area. So we rent out rooms to the saloon, we rent out room to spas, we rent out room to manicurists, pedicurists, and at one moment, at one time hari tu, there was a clinic operating in our co-working space. So it goes without saying that will be the future, sebab co-working space ni memang mengurangkan cost set up any kind of business. So apa yang Dr. Ashawi cakap tentang dental, everything being together in one place is very correct, sebab memang orang sekarang dia nak pergi satu tempat and settle everything. Time is precious nowadays. So for people to go to apa kan, nowadays everybody is so health conscious, so beauty conscious kan. You nak pergi satu area for clinic, satu area for dental, and then do your hair, do your nails, everything. So kalau tempat tu jauh-jauh berbeza, apa dia akan bazir masa, not effective to the customer, and those rich people kan, they don't like apa buang masa bodoh macam tu. So yes, the co-working thing is the future for this kind of business. But in the end of the day, apa yang paling penting ialah you focus on yourself giving the best to the customer. If you are good kan, kalau you bagus, you buka lah medical clinic ke, you buka lah dental clinic ke, you buka medispa, salon, whatever it is. If you are that good in marketing, you are very good in service, you are a good person in here kan, you will be successful. And the most important part, you don't have to worry about other people, worry about yourself. And kalau you nak buat apa-apa pun in the future kan, you nak buka klinik kan, you tengok patient tu macam you sendiri, you treat the patient as if you are treating yourself, and that's the beauty of it, right? Okay, thank you.
Okay. Also, last question, Dr. Hanan. What are your thoughts about the other wellness clinics that actually offer the same service?
What are my thoughts with other my other clinic? I have no comment about them, right? I'm happy ramai yang buat benda ni. Bila okay, there's a thing. When you become an entrepreneur, you have to understand you cannot stop other people untuk buat benda yang sama dengan you, right? When you do something good, people will follow you, right? You cannot stop other people, you cannot condemn other people, right? So when people are doing the same thing, the clinic are doing well, for me, saya anggap tu satu benda yang bagus, sebab when other clinic are doing the same thing, other medispa are doing the same thing, what are they doing? Actually giving more exposure to the people out there, right? To the needs of aesthetic in Malaysia. Kan, dia orang bagi pencerahan kepada rakyat tentang estetik, right? So bila rakyat tahu tentang keperluan estetik ni, then rakyat will search for the best one. So when rakyat search for the best one, you better be on top on the Google, please. That's all.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Hanan. Okay, now we moving on to the next phase. Okay, Dr. Ashawi, now can you tell us what are the challenges faced while doing this business, especially during the pandemic time? Can you share how they actually affect you in terms of finances, skills, time, and mentality, and how you actually overcome those problems?
You know, to even talk about challenges, there are many challenges in anything that we do in life. Whether we are working with someone, or we are doing business, there are challenges. The only solution is to move forward, solve the problem and try to be better and learn from your mistakes. Because the challenges, especially during pandemic ni, memang banyak lah. I cannot say for everyone else, but for our own practice, definitely, we were hit by COVID. There were no patients for the first month. Yeah. Patient datang pun from local areas, only do emergency treatment or extraction, and then the sales are not as good as before. Um, but at the same time, we have, staffs and also doctors and also expenses that we need to clear up. And definitely, we did some refinancing during COVID and during the pandemic. And I guess that for dental practitioner which practices only like single practice, ada 2-3 orang staff, so they might not get hit hard macam klinik yang ada beberapa branch lah. And I have friends yang terpaksa let go clinics and also sell off their practices because they cannot maintain, especially in Johor Bahru where before this we have a lot of Singaporean patients, and that was the challenges lah. And and one of the challenges yang we try to improve day by day is our clinical skills, because nowadays patients are very demanding and they are well versed, not like before. Before 20-30 years ago, whatever you say to patient percaya. Although because there's no internet to verify, no Wikipedia. But nowadays, you have to be one step further from the patients, and you have to upgrade your skills, especially not just clinical skills, but communication skills and also listening skills, because these are the things that for now and for future, communications are very important in relating to patients, because you just cannot do clinical works in private practice without talking to patient, explaining to them, listening to them, because they are human, like I said. Yeah? And the challenges of managing clinics, I mean, like any other business, is that you have to equip yourself with management skills, because that is the most important thing. You can do clinical skills, but if you're not, because some people say that you can be a good clinician, but you cannot be a good salesman. So you have to have both. In private practice, not to say salesman, to sell off your skills, but more or less, you have to explain to patient to make them understand and they follow your treatment plan. And and challenges, you have to always reinvest for getting new equipments, especially if you want to invest in high-end equipments, let's say CBCT, X-rays, microscope. So you have to have that passion, and sometimes you want to buy all these things, but whether you want to use it, as much as possible and to get ROI or return of investment, that is a different matter. So the other challenges in private practice is that you have to attract more patients to go to private dental clinics. And because most patients, they are paying with their own pocket money. So you have certain patients which want to spend, but most of the patients that comes to your clinic, they want to do general or maybe just emergency treatment. Unless, in Malaysia, we can start implementing dental insurance, like medical insurance to everyone. Or even, like certain countries where, government would sub dental treatment to private practice, or even not just dental treatment, maybe medical treatment also. So government will sub general dental and medical patient to private practice, and our job is to make the best available treatment options for the patients. So we can invest more on equipments and clinical skills we can improve, and at the same time, we support our government and give the best treatment care to the patients. So and for all practitioners, we need to stay relevant and in terms of clinical skills, and to junior dentists, for undergraduate who wants to graduate, definitely nowadays your learning curves are much faster because there are a lot of social medias and there are a lot of information that you can get from YouTube, Instagram or Facebook or even webinars. Last time we have to go overseas just to listen to lectures and seminars, but during COVID everything changed, so you can get very good lectures from very good speakers all over the world. So I do believe that the main challenge that we have in the future is everybody wants to become better from each other. That is good, and it would improve our local dental quality that we can provide to patients. So that's it.
Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Shawi, for the amazing explanation. Now we proceed with Dr. Arif. So, Dr. Arif, now can you tell us what are the challenges that you have faced since you started to join this journey in terms of finances, skills, times, and mentality, and also how you handle these situations? Yes.
So the challenges that I face, actually, the the challenge that the most difficult challenge for me is actually to shift my mind from only being a medical doctor, but also at the same time to become a business person, a businessman. So actually, these are the most challenging part for me. For me personally, actually, I don't come from a business oriented family, business background family. Both my parents are teachers. Most of my uncles, my aunts, government servant. Uh, Not so many people doing business in my family. So I don't have this exposure, and deciding to become one, to have a business, to run my own practice is actually a big thing for me. So to learn to wear two hats, not only as doctors but also as businessmen, that is the most challenging part. Uh, in terms of finance, for example, I started my practice uh, not for so long being a doctor, even working only for 4 or 5 years. So I don't have that financial strength. So to find this, but we can always find support, investment, loans, for example. There are always options for us to go for. And being a Bumi Putra, so yeah, it is one of the strength being in Malaysia. We have the support, and then in terms of time, working from morning till night. We do so. I did so in when I was in government hospital, of course, on call and whatnot. But now we are alone. I would say the initial part, doing my own practice, I am alone even until now. But now I have support from other colleagues, locum and whatnot. Uh, yeah. So the time spent is a lot, just a lot. And then also in terms of mentality, again to change, to shift from one hand to another. I still remembered when during the early years, the early days of my running my own practice. one thing that I learned, one mistake that I did is I was behaving like a government doctor. I still remember that is one big mistake that I did. You know, being a public health service doctor in government facilities, people come to you. You can have how many, 40, 50, 60 patients in a day, because they are coming to you automatically, having appointment. But and I'm doing that behavior during my early days of running my own practice, and that is not good. That is wrong. I have to go and find them. So yeah, during the early years, it is quite uh, inefficient years for me and to learn. So yeah, to change the mentality from being just a doctor but also a business person, doing marketing, finding panelship, for example, and then creating more and more opportunities. So for me, for example, I'm also an occupational health doctor. So being an OHD, I create more opportunities approaching the other industrial players, the heavy industrial players like factories and whatnot. So we have to open up, broaden our own chance and opportunities, so we can get more and more. So these are the challenges, and of course, other things, doa, usaha, ikhtiar, tawakal, because back to back everything is go back to him. He's the one who's deciding. Kita kena usaha lah. We have to, even until now, during pandemic time, uh, yeah, I lost a lot. I think all business players lost a lot, share a similar experience. Pre-COVID, my patients was at that time 70, 80, 90, almost 100 patients per day. But during COVID time, 2, maybe 3 patients in a day. So yeah, it's quite a loss. It's quite a loss, and even until now, I'm still recovering. But yeah, stay strong, inshallah. Yeah, that is you have to consistent. You have to consistent, because this is not only about one thing, one decision, but you have to wear two hats. That so yeah, that is the most challenging part for me. That's all.
Right. Thank you, Dr. Arif, for the explanation. So consistency is a key. All right. So now we proceed with Dr. Hanan. Now, Dr. Hanan, since we know that you have opened like around 100 branches of Hanan Medispa Clinic now, so can you share with us your experience in facing the difficulties, especially during the pandemic era that occurred due to COVID, and especially in terms of finance and also mentality? And do you mind to share how you overcome these problems? Yes.
So masa pandemic COVID, what happened, masa tu saya ada dalam 90 branches, staff dalam 1000 orang staff. So kan, imagine lah, suddenly tak boleh business, ada 1000 orang staff nak jaga. So what did I did, apa yang saya buat, first of all, minimize our cost, bincang dengan all our bangunan punya pemilik, owner building, and I told them I'm not going to pay rent. If you want your rent, you have to kick me out. Simple as that. You have to be brave. And so I did the bravest thing. I cakap, I'm not going to pay rent until everything is okay. So if you're going to kick me out, you are Chinese, I'm a Malay, what will happen? Kan? Cina halau Melayu time pandemik ni kan. So I mean I did what I have to do lah kan. It's a masa terdesak, desperate moment, you have to do desperate thing. So I save a lot. Rental tak kena bayar. After that I spoke to my staff about their salary. So everybody kena buat extra kerja lah kan. Spa tak boleh buka, salon tak boleh buka, so you have to do all online sales. Staff agree, alhamdulillah, our online sales memang boom sepanjang COVID tu. And that was it lah. So we minimize our cost and staff semua buat kerja extra. Alhamdulillah, we survive COVID. And actually, we do make money during COVID. Kan? Despite everything, tak buka, tutup branches semua tu, we still make money because we have the right attitude. The staff understand the problem. Semua orang nak bekerja sama dengan saya. And then our business building owners pun, they have no choice kan. Dia cakap okay lah kan, because dah saya tak boleh nak bayar. I mean there's no way they can get other people to rent their place anyway during that period of time. So it's actually a win-win situation. Even though I tak bayar the rental during that period of time, I told them I'm going to be there for a long period of time. You're going to make money anyway in the future, and masa depan dia nak ikan sewa pun I'll be okay with it. Alright, so that's how you navigate your ways during difficult time. And always remember, sentiasa ingat, bila benda-benda macam ni terjadi, it's not just you yang kena lalu benda ni. Semua orang kena lalu benda sama, right? So business is about who is the strongest, kan? It's about survival, kan? Kalau bisnes ni senang, semua orang dah kaya raya dah. There will be Ferraris everywhere, right? So business is supposed to be hard. I mean, I want it to be hard. So biar yang betul-betul cekal, biar yang betul-betul kuat je survive. So bila orang yang betul-betul cekal, betul-betul kuat buat bisnes, so eventually siapa yang dapat benefit? The customer juga, right? Someone good, you give the best, kan, customer dapat yang terbaik juga. So the challenges kalau nak cakap dulu memang banyak kan. Staff berhenti, everything lah. I mean the problem, finance, whatever, staff mencuri, staff ajak kahwin, all those things, right? Nak cerita pasal masalah ni is a never ending story kan. The best part about my job kan, saya ada 1,500 orang staff sekarang saja sharing. 1,500 orang staff. 400 of my staff ialah ibu tunggal. Okay, ibu tunggal. I'm not talking about 40 years old ibu tunggal. I'm not talking about 50 years old ibu tunggal. We are talking about 21 years old single mother. We are talking about 25 years old single mother. Right? So my job is to take care of them. Kan? Masalah lagi tu, dia orang cantik-cantik. Macam mana Dr. Syawi? Alright. So kalau nak cakap pasal masalah tu, it's a never ending story. So whatever it is, we have to be strong and always remember kat depan tu, I mean, there will be million of problem. Kan? Macam COVID, who would have thought it will happen? Betul tak? Suddenly pam, satu dunia kena, berselerak semua. So next year, kan, what will happen? I don't know. That's why my advice is just stay calm, live in the moment, do the best. And kalau ada masalah datang tu, percayalah, this is not the end of the world. Okay? Alright, that's all.
Alright, thank you so much, Dr. Hanan. We'll move to the next phase. Dr. Shawi, if we may ask, can we know what would you say to your younger self, as in you before entering this field? And do you really think that this field is suitable for a doctor to pursue? Yeah.
If I were to ask my younger self, either 28 years ago or now, if I were younger now, yeah, what I would advise myself is to once I graduate, yeah, find a mentor, a good mentor. Whether uh, um, a single practitioner, and try to find what you want, what is your passion. Because not everybody wants to open up a clinic, not everybody wants to work in a private practice, not everybody wants to do clinical work. Because two, you have a choice. Once you graduate, you have a choice whether you want to work in the government or whether it's contract basis, or maybe afterwards permanent, or you want to work in the university, or you want to work in MINDEF, eh? Or you want to be a freelance doctor afterwards. But be patient, macam Dr. Hana cakap, be patient. Find a colleague which you could learn and listen and train and learn from their mistakes. And always invest in improving your clinical skills, whether you want to become a medical doctor or you want to become a dentist. Because nowadays, the pressure of doing treatments which we feel almost impossible to do 30 years ago. I can give an example in dental clinics lah. 30 years ago, in general practice setting, most of the dentists will not do root canal treatment, especially third molar, first molar, and I mean molars, endo molars, which is quite possible today with advancement and also technologies. And also, there are not many general practitioners who practices orthodontics last time, and there are no general practitioners that practice implants, dental implants, or do full mouth rehab. But nowadays, you can get all this information from internet. And the good thing is, like I said, last time when you go to class, okay, let's say tomorrow you want to go to class, you will only learn for the first time during that day. But nowadays, if you go to class tomorrow, I think prior to that, the students will start listening to the lectures first. So you get more information before you go to class. And even lecturers have to up their standards so that they can answer questions from students. So that, like I said, the learning curve is higher now. And always, push yourself to be better than yesterday. And learn from other people and learn from their mistakes. But the best lessons that we have is to learn from our own mistakes. So if I were younger, I would not open up a clinic fast. I would try to improve my clinical skills, work with someone, or in fact, like I said, in future, maybe you have an option. You don't have to open up a clinic. You join, and then you do your practices, and then you go back. So you don't have to worry about all the expenses that being borne by the clinic. And you must have passion. Most important thing in everything you do, you must have passion. And like Dr. Hanan cakap, kita kena ni. So saya selalu cakap dengan staff saya, nak jadi dentist or nak jadi clinician ni, hati kena kering lah. Because times and times, you have hard to manage patients, yang mana if you are not really patient, you might not do the same case again if you had that mistake. But as clinician, you have to overcome that fear and try to be better. So if I were younger nowadays, I would try to improve on my clinical skills, and also, like I said, communication skills and also management skills before I join, to open up clinic. That is the most important thing, because with more competition, like Dr. Hanan cakap, only the best will survive lah. It's not about, we don't have to think about others lah. Macam contohnya, kenapa ada banyak klinik buka sebelah-sebelah? Because opening up a clinic, to do a business, I would prefer to say it's like playing golf, although I don't play golf. Kan? We don't compete with anybody. We compete with ourselves. Because kalau kita salahkan orang, macam ni tak guna juga. Because we have to understand, we have to, kalau orang kata muhasabah diri lah. We have to be, we have to improve. Macam COVID ni pun ajar kita macam mana untuk improve ourselves in terms of business. Sebab when we are under pressure, we do a lot of thinking and we try to do orang kata hit and misses. Kadang-kadang kita cuba sesuatu tak berjaya, but we try again, because takkan ada orang yang kata dia perfect lah. Because you can see Dr. Hanan sekarang ada 150 spa. You tak tengok Dr. Hanan masa mula-mula buka 5 spa macam mana pening kepala. Betul tak Dr. Arif? Betul tak? So basically we have to go back to basics. So this is and in the future also, I think there is a need to do quality work, whether we are in general practitioner ataupun dekat medical clinic or dental clinic, rather than quantity work lah, because it's hard to see dekat dental clinic sekarang, satu klinik boleh treat 30-40 patients satu hari, tak boleh. So I do believe we are going into quality work. So with quality work, then we have to be better. Sebab patient deserve better lah. Lagipun with standard of care atau standard of living yang lebih tinggi sekarang, patient deserves better. That is my advice to myself lah, Izan.
Alright, thank you so much, Dr. Ashawi, for the explanation. So yes, I agree a lot actually, to be strong and to be patient and all that. So now we proceed with Dr. Arif. So next, Dr. Arif, as for you, do you have any regrets entering this journey? And maybe you can also share with us, what would you say to your younger self in order to prepare for the future?
All right. The advice that I would give to my younger self, kalau macam Dr. Ashawi tadi 28 years, saya 15 years je lah. 15 years back, if I would give an advice to my younger self, is to open my mind, to broaden up my mind. Because when I was student, I tahu medical student, waktu kita semua pernah jadi student, dan juga untuk saudara Izan sendiri, kita student ni di universiti ni, kita terlalu fokus. We are too focusing on the clinical. Yes, of course it is important because it is part of syllabus and it is part and parcel for us to pass the exam, the professional exam at the end, and then graduate. It is important, but also at the same time, if possible, broaden up your mind, open up your mind to new things. Business contohnya, macam sekarang kita bicara tentang business, sebab kita tak pernah tahu what future keep for us later. Macam personally for myself, saya pun tak expect saya buka my own clinic until only after being a medical officer. Waktu student, semua orang duk fikir nak jadi specialist je, time student. Macam saya, kalau saya sendiri klise, budak lelaki semua nak jadi orthopedic surgeon ataupun nak jadi general surgeon, semua yang hebat-hebat lah, cardiac surgeon, neuro surgeon, all the surgeon lah. Kalau orang perempuan, obgyn specialist. Ini memang klise punya dream lah. It is good, but also at the same time, try to open up your mind, because we never know what future hold for us later. Sebab tiba-tiba tengok, kita punya path pergi business. And then so at least at that time, we have some ideas how to initiate the idea, the spark later. So always open up your mind. Belajar pasal business sikit-sikit, bukan banyak. You still have to focus on the the studies, the core one, which is medical, tapi open up your mind to other things. And talking about regret, yes, this regret feeling, it will come to me from time to time, definitely. Contohnya, for example, sekarang tengah musim convocation di universiti. Musim convocation, kita tengok kat Facebook kawan-kawan, dulu kita punya classmate lama-lama, kita punya ex-colleague masa houseman for example, semua ada seorang jadi specialist, seorang jadi surgeon. So being a business person now, I don't have that opportunity anymore. Saya dah tak ada dah. So that is one things that you all have to bear in mind if you want to join business. Sebab kebanyakan GP pun kita hanya ada degree. Yang lain-lain tu certificate, yang lain-lain tu itu bukannya master level. So we are not recognized as specialist. So itulah the regret. Tapi looking other things, you have to look other things. Sebab contoh macam saya dah 10-11 years practicing. Walaupun saya bukan specialist, tapi kawan-kawan yang lain yang mana specialist, yang still serving with the government, ini perempuan muda, they're still driving Japanese car, but you can drive Germany car, maybe Italian car for example. So these are the perks. Dia ada pro and cons lah. Yang paling penting is satisfaction of your own job, because duit banyak sikit, number one is your satisfaction. What is your satisfaction of becoming a doctor? Is to treat and want your patient and want to see your patients to be well again. So that is the most satisfying feeling a doctor can felt. Duit banyak tak banyak itu bagi saya nombor 2. Tapi the satisfaction, because hanya dengan jadi doktor saja yang you boleh ada rasa itu. We are like the hands of God, tool of God. Allah bantu kita untuk bantu orang. So we have, only us have that opportunity. So stick with the core business, tapi other thing tu will follow. So that is my advice lah for people who are venturing to business. That's all.
Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Habib, for the explanation. So yes, I agree also. Kita ni sebagai tool of God tadi kan. Allah bantu kita membantu orang. So I agree with that. So Dr. Hanan, is there anything you would like to say to your younger self, if you can turn back the time to before you start this journey, please?
Do I have any regrets? I wish when I was younger I eat less. I wish when I was masa umur korang tu I took care of my body better. I eat tak makan benda-benda garut. So right now I don't have to struggle to lose weight every day. But for the rest of it, no regrets. All the mistake that I made, semua kesilapan yang saya buat selama ni menjadikan saya siapa saya sekarang. So I learn from my mistake. If I don't make that kind of mistake, saya tak akan jadi saya sekarang. Because the thing about manusia ni, because we are so ego, kan, kita tahu benda tu orang lain dah buat, kan, kita tahu benda tu salah, but we have to do it ourselves, kan. Kita nak juga buat kesilapan yang sama, dan kita nak rasa diri sengsara tu, barulah kita belajar daripada kesilapan tu. That's human nature. Itu adalah lumrah kehidupan, right? So kalau kita tak pernah buat kesilapan tu, we will not become a better person. There's no way. And we have to understand dalam kehidupan ni tak ada istilah kesempurnaan. There's no such thing as perfection, right? We make mistake every day. Every day we live with choices. We have to make choices, and most of the time we make wrong choices, and it is what it is, right? As long as you make more lebih banyak pilihan yang baik daripada buruk, then you'll be a successful person lah. You've made more bad mistake and then you are done. Right. So what I tell my younger me, tak ada benda. Right. Because the mistake make who I am today. But for you guys, just do the best, kan? That's all I'm saying. Buat yang sebaiknya, right? Finish your degree. Before, because some of my friends kan ada yang terlampau gairah nak berniaga, degree tak habis. They thought they can be boleh buat something, tak perlu jadi doktor pun boleh jadi business. Yes, you can, but you dah halfway kot dalam degree ni. Habiskan je lah, right? Habiskan je lah, be a doctor, serve the government, pay your dues kan, bagi khidmat dulu. And then after that you nak buat apa, then go ahead. There's a world for you to venture kan. Tak semestinya, I know some of you jadi doktor because parent yang paksa. Betul tak? Anggur kan. Some of you jadi doktor because that's what the masyarakat nak you jadi, but deep inside you tak nak pun kan. Ada yang nak jadi model, ada yang nak jadi businessman, whatever lah, macam-macam, right? But please habiskan you punya study and finish the houseman kan. Those two things is very important kan. You tak boleh nak rewind balik dah benda tu. Finish the housemanship. A lot of my colleague yang selalu eager nak kerja, nak buat benda lain, dia tak habiskan houseman kan. As you heard masa PRU hari tu kan, doktor yang tak habis belajar, that was my classmate masa sekolah kan. I didn't know pun dia tak habis belajar. I thought he finished his degree and housemanship. I didn't know. Right. Now he's regretting it for the rest of his life. Kan? Bukan nak jatuhkan sesiapa, but itulah salah satu contoh. Alright. So learn from other people's mistake. Okay? You don't have the time in the world to repeat all the same mistake yang orang lain pernah buat. Okay.
So thank you, Dr. Hanan. So as the saying goes, failure is actually a key to success. So yeah, I agree with that. So thank you once again to our wise panelists for such a clear and solid explanation just now. It is hoped that the attendees will benefit from the information given by our panelists here tonight. And now we will start our Q&A session. So as informed at the beginning of the meeting, the attendees are welcome to submit your questions on the WhatsApp link provided or scan the Q&A QR code shown on the slide. Or for the attendees who are watching live on YouTube, can ask questions in the live chat room. So we will have our first question. All right, first question from Rabiatul Abdullah. What's the qualification to practice in terms of SCP, and what's the punishment if the doctor don't have it? I think this question is more to aesthetic medicine, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah.
LCP. LCP stand for letter of credentialing and privilege. So in aesthetic, bermula tahun 2015, so kerajaan dah wajibkan sesiapa nak buka klinik estetik have to go some kind of process untuk obtain this LCP thing. So siapa yang nak buat botox, filler, laser dekat klinik, you kena ada LCP. The thing about LCP ni, it's a very complicated process. And it's not governed by KKM, so it's governed by different bodies outside KKM. So some people boleh dapat, some people tak boleh dapat. If you are not part of the group, it's very difficult for you to obtain. Kalau punishment, kalau tak ada LCP buat estetik, so far tak ada lagi any doctors kat Malaysia yang kena punish sebab buat aesthetic without the LCP. Reason why KKM tak punish lagi because number one, there's no proper regulation. Macam saya cakap tadi, LCP is governed handled by bodies outside KKM. KKM tak sempat lagi nak buat a proper training course for LCP. It's not by KKM, okay? LCP is by other bodies, bukan KKM. That's why tak ada punishment because KKM faham. KKM tak sempat lagi nak sediakan training for LCP ni. So whoever do aesthetic without LCP nowadays, technically tak boleh buat lah, tapi so far KKM tak punish lah. That's all.
Alright, thank you, Dr. Hanan, to answer the question. So we're moving on to the next question that we have here. Alright, question to Dr. Ashawi or Dr. Hanan. Can you explain a little bit more about the concept of co-working space for clinic or spa? Is this a new demand or need from the customers? Yes. Maybe Dr. Ashawi can answer first.
Ya. Macam saya terangkan tadi, banyak industri lain dah buat co-working space ataupun join together lah. Kalau kita tengok macam even retail pun macam MyDeck dan kita masuk macam ada. So I do believe in the future it's more like macam a small scale of hospital lah, yang mana hospital ataupun beauty center yang mana macam Dr. Hanan tadi, mungkin spa, dental clinic, aesthetic clinic, even urut bekam, acupuncture. So these are the things yang mana mungkin akan ada investor yang akan buka that space yang mana dentist ataupun medical doctor rent out space untuk kita practice lah. I've seen it in some countries yang mana mereka buat and it works well lah. So basically even kalau ada di setengah-setengah negara macam US pun mereka ada working space untuk so maksudnya siapa-siapa yang ada skill ataupun experience untuk gunting rambut, mereka boleh ambil satu spot dalam barbershop tu dan bayar a little bit of rent and also cost atau expenses, dan mereka boleh buat patient ataupun customer mereka, dan mereka bayar sedikit profit kepada owner itu. Itu yang saya maksudkan. Mungkin Dr. Hanan ada idea yang
So Dr. Hanan, do you have anything to say with it also? No. Alright, so yeah, he agreed with Dr. Shawi just now. So thank you so much, Dr. Shawi, for the explanation. We can move on with the next question. Alright, next question from Nurwadina Dayana Muhammad Raris. Can I know how do we get over the fear of taking risks as an entrepreneur? This question, anyone can answer? Maybe Dr. Arif, can you answer?
Hello, dengar? Okay, so how do we get over the fear of taking risks? Is by knowing your enemy. So by enemy, I mean all the challenges of being a businessman. Know your strength, know your weakness, your opportunity. Study first, because if we do not know all this, specifically for us, yes, we have no idea at all what is our enemies. So know them first. So for me, for example, because before I don't have any experience, any skill set, any knowledge on doing business. So I ibarat bidang terjun sebenarnya masa first initial I open up my clinic. So there are a lot of surprising things, and then things related to the authorities, not only KKM. Jadi businessman, you akan deal juga dengan LHDN, kan? Ini kalau semua businessman, LHDN ni dia macam cikgu disiplin lah. Kita ni rasa macam budak nakal di sekolah yang sentiasa dimonitor. Dia tahu je, even duit sikit masuk dalam akaun pun dia boleh korek. Itu yang saya sangat terkejut juga. So yeah, know the risk. You Dr. Hanan senyum macam macam selalu deal dengan LHDN juga tapi semua businessman pun akan hadapi ini. Sebab as medical doctors, we don't have much business related. I mean, if you are practicing in government, waktu saya kerja di hospital dulu pun, saya tak kisah saya punya payslip ke apa macam mana, sebab everything is settled, everything is clear cut, everything is on paper. But when you become a businessman, lots of things, even things that you do not know, pun authority tahu. So banyak benda lah, banyak perkara yang you kena belajar lah, so kalau macam sekarang you learn, you are studying as a medical student, but if you have the aim of becoming an entrepreneur, so learn to become one. Go for courses, pergi kursus, belajar macam tadi doktor beritahu kan, mentor, cari mentor. So bila kita ada semua ini idea ini, we know better. So we don't have the fear anymore, or at least minimize the fear. That's all.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Arif, for answering that question. So yeah, we can also move on to the next question. Alright, next question from Nur Iman. Regarding advertising, do doctors need to have a KKLIU license when opening or operating a website? How was your personal experience in advertising the healthcare business to attract customers? I think this is for Dr. Hanan, I think. Yes, Dr. Hanan. Dr. Hanan, your mic is not working.
Right. Hi, sorry. One of the reason why I stop operate my clinic, ni lah salah satu sebabnya, nak deal dengan KKM, KKLIU ni. Aduh, ni Dr. Arif, Dr. Asyawi tahulah benda ni kan. The problem with our KKM ni, dia use dinosaur punya regulation daripada tahun 1811, zaman Portugis lagi peraturan tu. And so susah lah kita nak adaptkan kita punya business dengan current punya situation with the rules yang tak updated kan. So saya ambil jalan mudah, keluar je lah dari KKM ni. So I think Dr. Arif atau Dr. Asyawi boleh sambung lah. And saya malas cakap banyak, nanti kena saman aku.
Okay. Dr. Asyawi tu?
Yang saya rasa memang yalah, macam Dr. Hanan cakap, kita terpaksa kalau buka klinik medical atau klinik gigi, memang kita terpaksa follow apa yang KKM dah tulis dalam akta. Dan kita akta pergigian, tak boleh direct advertising. Cuma rules and regulation itu dah sedikit ada kurang lah sekarang. Nampak macam contoh media sosial dulu memang tak dibenarkan, sekarang sebab semua orang ada buat. So basically macam mana kita nak kita tidak boleh stop teknologi, tapi di masa yang sama in the future kita try to find a win-win solution, sebab memang definitely dengan adanya media sosial dan juga internet ini, ia bagus untuk consumer kerana mereka boleh dapat lebih banyak exposure. Macam Dr. Hanan kata tadi bahawa dalam apa-apa bisnes pun persaingan itu bagus, sebab ia akan menjadikan kita lebih baik lah. Cuma persaingan itu perlu sihat dan hopefully semua orang akan ikut undang-undang itu supaya ia lebih sihat lah. Sebab kadang-kadang sebagai dentist kadang-kadang kita perlu advertise apa yang kita boleh buat. Cuma sometimes macam sekarang ni promosi tak boleh, macam kita tulis harga tak boleh. Memang ia akan ada undercutting lah. Banyak juga yang dah lag sekarang, dan saya rasa akta-akta yang akan datang ini mungkin akan ada lebih fleksibel untuk kita maju ke depan lah. Moving forward, memang we need to be open-minded, dan hopefully fraternity untuk dental dan juga medical dapat bersama-sama berganding bahu dengan persatuan pergigian dan juga persatuan perubatan serta KKM untuk kita naikkan standard praktis kita ni nanti. Itu je lah.
On my part, if I can share my experience, yes, I do have one experience by when a JKN, Jabatan Kesihatan Negeri, called me and then asking about ada aduan. There was a complaint regarding a banner. So I put up my banner in front of my clinic, mengatakan perkhidmatan khatan ada di sini. Sunat circumcision, perkhidmatan khatan ada di sini. And then there was a fella, I do not know of course, complained to the KKM, and then so the KKM have to act. From what I know, because this thing a lot, tapi kalau ada orang complain, if there is a complaint, then they have to act. Kalau tak ada orang komplain, biasanya yang saya maklum lah, biasanya they won't do anything, macam Dr. Ashawi cakap. But people are more open and open nowadays, so hopefully the act is is revised. Macam Dental Act 1971, Medical Act 1971. So benda-benda ni harapnya akan di-revise lah, macam concern Dr. Hanan tadi maklumkan. Sebab ni undang-undang zaman dinosaur. Zaman-zaman sekarang ni we are more open. But berbalik cerita pasal tadi tu, luckily that JKN fella is my friend. So dia pun tutup mata lah. Sebab yalah macam mana kan, kita just bukan buat apa pun, we just promote je. Kita ada circumcision dekat sini, itu pun kena complain. So hopefully things change. That's all.
Thank you to all panelists for answering that question. We also have more questions. Next question from Amirul Hakim. To all the panels, have you ever encountered or convicted under the Act of 586 while running the business? Do you have advices to us about this act so we won't repeat the same mistakes? Dr. Hanan, your mic is not working. Right.
Apa Act 586 ni? Aku lama dah tinggal ni. Tanya Dr. Syawi lah. Dr. Arif tahu tak? Saya tak tahu.
Saya
Act 586.
Act 586.
Apa
Pasal 586. Kan macam about iklan ke, ataupun about buat perkara tak beretika ke, macam mana? Boleh dapat penerangan lanjut ke?
Dr. Arif tahu ke, Dr. Arif? Tak tahu. Okay. In that case, we just move on to the next question. I'm so sorry, Mirul Hakim. We still cannot manage to answer that question. So next question from Zira Ar-Rahman. Question to Dr. Arif. For someone with not much background knowledge on business, finance, and marketing, what resources would you recommend prior to me venturing into setting up my own practice? Would you recommend gaining experience by locuming in private GP for a certain set of time first prior to setting one's own private clinic? So Dr. Arif.
So question number one, what resources would you recommend? Number one, Dr. Ashawi pun dah mention tadi, find a mentor ataupun kawan-kawan yang sudah ada pengalaman, is already in the business. So get their experience, get their 2 cents on the challenge. Sebab yang kita bicarakan ni lebih pada general, lebih pada umum. So mungkin ada perkara-perkara, there are issues that are locally, ada isu locality mungkin yang kita perlu concern. And number two, go online, find business courses. Saya pun pergi, sebab truly speaking, even until now, I'm still trying to find more and more business courses to attend. Kalau boleh pergi yang face to face tu lagi baik. Tapi online banyak. Kalau you buka Facebook tu, banyak dia punya iklan dan sebagainya tu. You can try and attend. So at least to have certain ideas on what you are venturing into. And number two, would you recommend gaining experience by locoming in private GP for a certain set of time? If possible, yes, please do so. Because again, this is in order for you to have certain ideas on how to manage a clinic. I believe during that point of time, so let's say if you are opening your own clinic maybe 4 or 5 years after service, on the clinical part, I would say you have sufficient experience on that. But on the management part, it's a totally different thing. How to manage, all the administrative part, pasal stock take, but inventory contohnya, how to handle your staff, for example, macam mana nak buat gaji, macam mana nak bayar gaji, allowance, nak bayar KWSP, so ni semua benda-benda yang runcit-runcit kecil-kecil, tapi you have to know, because benda-benda ni yang boleh mengundang, dia benda yang melibatkan undang-undang, it's related to the law and rules and regulation. So at least when you sitting in a certain other private clinic and then you see how things run in the clinic, you have that certain idea, and so that later on when you open your own, you can go smoothly. So yeah, my answer is yes, if you have time.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Arif. So I thank you. I bid to our panelists for the answers to the questions. So I regret to inform you that with the end of our Q&A session, we have already reached the end of the program. So Alhamdulillah, the Council expressed a million appreciation to the panelists, Dr. Muhammad Ashawi bin Muhi, Dr. Muhammad Arif Shahrom, and Dr. Muhammad Hanan bin Muhammad Yusuf for their willingness to deliver the forum venturing into health and wellness business. Let's talk about it. So hopefully with this beneficial sharing, it can actually give impacts and inspiration for us all to pattern our future steps as medical students or medical graduates, and even to our attendees who may have already become a doctor but have a dream of opening their own clinics. So guys, to the next awaited agenda. Now we will start our lucky draw session. So just as you know, when you guys register as our participant, we have already allocated a number to each of you guys. So now you may check the name list to see your number. So yeah, you can share the screen. So we will conduct this session by spinning the wheels. There has been a technical issue. Audience, Can wait for a while a bit. Okay, we can spin the wheel for the first lucky person. Okay. Um, so congratulations to the number 43, Nur Ashura Putri binti Al Fadil Husaini. So you are selected as our lucky person today. So make sure to check your email because we will contact and give the present through email. Okay. All right. Actually, we still have more lucky draw to come. 4 more. So you will spin again the wheel. Okay, so the next lucky person is the holder of number 100, which is Miss Rusnaini binti Mustafa Kamar. So also don't forget to check your email because we will send the present to through the email. So the next lucky person. Alright, for the next lucky person today is the number holder for number 3, which is Miss Emmy Aliyah binti Muhammad Arba. Congratulations. Also, don't forget to check your email because we will deliver the present through the email. Alright, so moving on. Moving on to the next. Alright, for the next lucky person is Mr. Muhammad Fitri Iman bin Muhammad Sufi. Congratulations. Don't forget to check your email. Okay. So for the last lucky person of the day, alright, congratulations to the number holder of 76, which is Miss Nurhana Kalilah Muhammad Fauzi. So don't forget to check your email because we will deliver the present through the email. Okay. Alright, so we have now come to the end of our program. I represent the community members, apologize for any inconvenience that we had caused along the program. And thank you very much, everyone, for attending this. To adjourn from the program, I would like to postpone the ceremony by Tasbih Kifarah and Surah Wal-As. So before participants leave, you may scan the QR code that we will share after this to receive your e-certificate, in which you will receive a soft copy through email as soon as possible. So yeah, we will share the screen now. Okay, participant can scan the QR code to receive your e-certificate, and you'll receive a soft copy of the certificate through email as soon as you scan this QR code. So to those who have scanned the QR code, thank you very much for joining and attending this program, and we will soon see you in the next program. Thank you very much.
Terima kasih Izan.
Terima kasih Dr. Asyawi and Dr. Muhammad Arif dan juga Dr. Hanan kerana hadir dan share yang sangat benefit untuk kami semua malam. Terima kasih.
Ya.
Terima kasih.
Ya. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye-bye.